What's up, trader? It's been a lovely week. Last week we said we expect the British pounds USD and the euro to drop. You can see that price retraced back to those support levels. We expect price to retest back to. If you watched my last week weekly analysis, this week we'll be expecting the British pounds USD and the euro to resume their uptrend structure. And majorly, our major pair that we are planning to trade this week is the Australia USD. Australia USD has a very good potential for buying opportunity this week. A major move from the Australia USD this week. So follow me to the end of this video to know where we expect to enter the Australia USD. Let's dive straight to the analysis.
Euro USD on my weekly chart close on a support level. So long price close on this weekly support level, we expect price to retest back to the upside for the Euro USD on the weekly chart. So long price close on this weekly support level. You can see that price tested this weekly support level and close above it. Then price also tested this support level and close above it. So long we have price close above this support level on the weekly chart, we'll be expecting price to resume uptrend movement. Then we have our first target of the uptrend movement on the Euro USD. The first target to be on this level, and our second target to be this level on the Euro USD. So we expect the Euro USD to resume its uptrend movement this week because price was rejected from this support level, which we expect price to move to this next resistance level on the weekly chart or this next resistance level on the weekly chart. So we'll be expecting the Euro USD to resume uptrend this week. So let's look at the daily chart of the Euro USD. On my daily chart, we have a uptrend structure already, which will have a lower low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So long we have this series of higher low, we expect the Euro USD to resume its uptrend movement. So what we expect this week, we expect a price set up from this level because we have a weekly support zone at this area. So long we have this weekly support zone, we expect price to resume uptrend movement from this level, which we expect because we have a higher high, we have a lower high. So we expect price to break out of this zone then and retest before we see a big movement for the Euro USD. We expect price to break out of this level, then retest of this level or this level. We expect price to push to this next resistance level or above for the Euro USD. So Euro USD this week still remain. We are expecting Euro USD to resume this uptrend movement this week. So let's look at our next pair, which is the Great British Pounds USD. Great British Pounds USD on my weekly chart failed to close below this support level. So long price failed to close below the support level, we expect the Great British Pounds USD to resume uptrend from this level. So we might be seeing price reversal back to this next support level before we look out to our buying opportunity, which we expect price to retest this level. Then we see price pushing higher for this. This is our first target for the buy, and second target we're looking for our second target, which is this level. We're looking for second target to this about second level for the buy this week. So Great British Pounds USD on my weekly chart close on the support level. So long price close on the support level, we expect the Great British Pounds USD to continue to push higher this week. So let's look at the daily chart of the Great British Pounds USD. On my daily chart, you can see that price closed on this weekly support level, which is also a support zone for the weekly chart. We expect price to do a retest of this support level or this support level on the daily chart before we look at our buying opportunity for the Great British Pounds USD, which we expect price to retest of this zone before we see a better push of price for the Great British Pounds USD, because we see have a series of higher low. So long Great British Pounds USD have a series of higher low, we expect more buying opportunity on the Great British Pounds USD this week. So look out for your buying opportunity with the pressure candlestick set up this week for the Great British Pounds USD. So let's look at our next pair, which is the dollar index, which is called the DXY. DXY has failed to close above this resistance level. So long price has failed to close the resistance level, we expect price to resume downtrend for the DXY. We expect price to retest, then we see price pushing lower for the DXY this week. And we see from the weekly chart, we see have a series of lower high, which is why we higher high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Then we have a lower high at this level. So we expect the DXY to resume downtrend movement this week for the DXY. Let's go to the daily chart of the DXY. On my daily chart, The DXY have a downtrend momentum, which will have a higher high, we have a lower high, lower high, we have a lower high, lower high, we have a lower high, lower high. So long we have this series of lower high on the DXY, we expect price to resume downtrend movement for this week. But we expect price to break below this level before we see the major movement of the downtrend for the DXY. So we're looking for a selling opportunity on the DXY this week after price has converted this support level into resistance, because we expect a major drop of price if price converted this support into what? Resistance on the daily chart before we look at what is selling opportunity for the DXY. So DXY remain downtrend this week for us. So look at your selling opportunity on the DXY. So let's look at our next pair, which is the Australia USD. Australia USD on my weekly chart converted this support, this resistance level into a support level. And Australia USD also converted this resistance level into support level. Now, what we expect this week now, we expect price to do a test of this level before we see price resumption for the Australia USD, because we expect price to move to this resistance level in the coming weeks. Our first target to be this level. So this week is our target for the Australia USD. So we expect Australia USD to move to this next resistance level this week. So let's look at the daily chart of the Australia USD. From my daily chart, you can see that we have a lower low, we have a higher low, we have a higher low. So long we have this series of higher low, Australia USD will be my best pair to trade this week, because we have a uptrend structure, which is also called a uptrend market movement for the Australia USD. So long we have this uptrend structure, I'll be putting much effort on Australia USD this week, because this is my best setup. This is my A+ setup this week for me to trade on Australia USD. I'll be looking for buying opportunity on Australia USD to this next resistance level. So I'll be waiting for price to do a retest of this zone before looking for my buying opportunity this week. So we'll be expecting price to do a retest of this zone. Then we'll be looking for buying opportunity from this zone to this next resistance level, which is we are buying with a price action candlestick from this level to this next resistance level. So we are buying with this price action candlestick from this support level to this next resistance level with our price action candlestick set up this week. So look for buying opportunity on the Australia USD this week. So we expect the Australia USD to make a major move this week for the Australia USD. So let's look at our last pair, which is the gold USD. Gold USD still have a uptrend momentum, but we are on the weekly chart. We still expect price to test this our weekly support level before we can look for any possible buying opportunity on the gold USD. So long we see have price above this level, we expect price to do a test of this zone. We are expecting price to test this zone, then we'll look for a buying opportunity from this zone to the top for the gold USD. The gold USD, let's go to the daily chart of the gold USD. On my daily chart, I'm still expecting price to close on this zone, because if price retraces back to this zone, we'll be having a price action candlestick set up from this weekly zone, we should be expecting a major push from this level. And you can see that from the daily chart, you see have an uptrend structure on the gold USD. So long as you have this uptrend structure, a buying opportunity from this weekly level will be a good one for the gold USD this week. So our scenario for this week for gold USD, we'll be looking for price above this level for us to buy. Then, or we're looking for a buying opportunity from this support level this week for us to buy to the top. So gold USD still remain uptrend. You see that we'll take it from this weekly support zone, or we take it for a break of this daily resistance level before we look at a buying opportunity on the gold USD this week.